All right, let's quickly look at the design of partner detail. And we will be using a lightning record based component in this, we're building this component to bring data from the database. And we will also use slots in lightning web component. We will also use SLDS class. So this is, yeah, here you can just see the high level design steps. So as I just said, right, we will be using a Lightning record view based component to bring data from the database. And then we will use, right, Salesforce schema, a package module to say these are the fields that we would like to retrieve from the database. And then we will also use properties to bind the data that has been retrieved from the database back in the screen. So that's pretty much what we are going to do with this in this component. Let's head back to the code and let's start from the partner detail. So let's bring partner detail JavaScript as well. All right. So right in the HTML, I have the lightning card. So let's try to use two sections. Okay. So this is to show buttons. Yeah. So if you go back to the design, you will know the two buttons that we are planning to show, right? One is add partner review, the other one is partner contact location. So this is the placeholder reserved for showing the buttons. And then we will also have another div to show detail about the selected partner. Okay, so this is what we're going to do it. And to show details about the selected partner, we are going to use the base component lightning record view form. So we do have edit form, we do have record form. So view form is as the name indicates, right? This is completely read only. I can bring a particular records data from the database and then show it on the screen as a in a read only format. So in this case or in our scenario, this is the appropriate component. So we're going to use record view form. And in the record view form, what I can do is I can have two attributes, object API name, and then I can have record ID. So these are the two attributes, and what I can do is back in the JavaScript, I can simply have two properties exposed. So I'll just say object API equal to account and selected partner account ID equal to. So let's do this. To start with, let us hard code a partner account ID and then let's build the entire component and finally right to make it dynamic. Okay, so let me try to go to accounts and then let's see what is the CRM ID for a particular partner account. So we do have a lot of accounts here. Let's go to partner accounts and let me take yeah, let's say 6 cents. So let me copy this ID. I'll go back to the code and then simply hard code this. Okay, so right now it is hard coded. To do remove hard coding. Yeah, we will certainly do that, but let's try to build this first and then we'll just remove the hard coding part. Okay, so now I have the API name and then selected partner ID, right? So back in the HTML, let us ensure that this is added. This is binded. Let's bind this selected partner account. That's it. So now I've just instructed the form that this is the account, this is the object name, where this is the account, this is the particular record, where you need to go and then bring the data. So now it is time to indicate what are the different fields that I would like to bring from the database. Yeah. So instead of just writing SOQL query, right, I will simply configure the fields. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. How do I do it? Very simple. So we can use at the rate Salesforce slash schema package. So fairly simple. Let's use import again. Let's say account underscore name. So I can give any friendly name here to refer the field. Okay, from, so it's going to be Salesforce slash schema. And you can just see this, right? Salesforce slash schema slash go by the account or the object name. Yeah, object API name account dot the name. That's it. That's the first one. And I want to show what else? I want to show the name of the account. I want to show the accounts pipeline value, contract start date, contract end date. So let's try to follow the same pattern. So contract underscore start. So let's go with this. Dot. Do I have this? So partner. What is the API name? Let's cross check the API name. Let's go back to the or let's go to setup. Let's go to the object manager and see the API name of contract, the start date and end date. So let's go to account. Let's go back to fields and relationships. Does it have? Yeah, this is the API name. So let's go back here. Done. So just like that, we can add all the fields, contract start date, end date, etc., etc. And then, so for each field that is being added, right, let's have a property. Let's have a property exposed and then map the field. For example, this is the one, expose property. And map fields. Then bind the property to HTML. Bind the property in the template. Yeah, that's what we're going to do it. So this is account name equal to, we can just simply refer, we can simply just assign this field. That's it. So for contract start date, this is what we're going to do it. So we have to repeat this for all the fields that we wanted to retrieve from the database. I'll just say account contract start date equal to, yeah. So let's follow this and then do it for all the other fields. Yes, now we can just see all the fields have been imported, right? There are quite fields from this. There are quite fields that we wanted to import from the account object, and also for each one, a value, a property has been, the field has been assigned to a property. Now I can just use this property simply to back, bind in the HTML. So let's quickly do that. Let's go back here. Let's go back to the HTML. Let's start using lightning output field and then start binding the data. So it's lightning hyphen output field, and all we have to do is we just simply have to, for example, I want to show the name of the account, right? I'll just copy this property and let's go back here. Let's say the field name. So the field name equal to this. So again, that's it. So we can follow the same for bringing all the data back to the screen. Let's say contract start date. I'll just copy and then put it right here. I will just simply, let's say I want to bring the primary POC, then that's it. So let's continue this and then further bring all the output fields. So let's do that first. All right, we ensure that lightning output field has been included. Let's format this document. Yeah, the look and feel is good. All right. So now let's go back and then first deploy this component and then see how it works first. Then further we can fine tune this component. Let's deploy this to the source. All right, let's the deployment complete. Okay, there are no compilation errors. Cool. Let us go back to the org. Let's go to partner management and let's first refresh this page. Yeah. So now we can just see this, right? How easy to bring a single data record from the database using this lightning record form, right? So I see account name, partner type, everything, right? So I see all the data appearing on the screen. Now let's change the look and feel. Yeah, look and feel a bit. So for which I'm gonna use slds-grid. I could use lightning layout which we used in part 1 of our project, but behind the scenes lightning layout component is actually using the grid classes, okay, to make the page responsive again. So let's try to use lightning grid classes and then see how we are able to achieve the same whatever we achieved using lightning layout. Okay, so this is the one slds grid, and you can just see slds call will help me to create a fixed size column, right? And also I can just use other css's to make this make it appear in rows and columns, all such things I can do it. Yeah, so let's go back to the code again. Let's further build it. All right, back at the HTML, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ensure that the the details are appearing in two columns, right? So instead of just one column, I just wanted the details, appearing in two columns. Yeah. So let's first try to use SLDX first. Okay, let me first use SLDS hyphen box, CSS to wrap everything in a single, box container, and then let's have two divs. Okay, so this is going to be my column 1, and I'll have another div. So this is going to be my column 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to say I'll have a div, and the div class is grid. So let's create a grid, or a table rather, and inside the table this is going to be my column 1 and column 2. Yeah, so simple, right? So let's try to set a column, let's say using this class slds-call. I'm just saying that, hey, this is my column, this is a column div, and this is also another column that I would like to have. And then for this column I just wanted to give a fixed size, slds hyphen, I can use the size attribute. Yeah, I can just say 1 underscore of, does it load? No, underscore 2. Yeah, it's hyphen. So I'll repeat the same right here as well. Okay, now the classes have been set. Now it is just to move, the lighting output field into it. That's it. So I'll just add these four here, and these four lighting output field here. That's it. So we are done. So let's right click, format the document. Good. Let us also add the buttons. We have a placeholder to show the buttons, right? So let's ensure that we are adding the buttons. So let's use lightning button, and the label for the button is add partner review. That's the name of the button. And let's wait for, okay, and then let's have a class slds hyphen r hyphen padding. So let's give horizontal small hyphen horizontal small. Yeah, so that's it. And let's give a color, let's give a brand color, variant success, so that it appears in green color, right? So let's do that, and let's do the same for the other button as well. So this one, I'll just say partner contact location, partner POC contact location. So that's it. So we are cool. And let's also ensure that, yeah. So first let's try to deploy and then see how the look and feel is. Then further we can further move and then fine tune this code. So deploy the source to org. Done, successfully deployed. Let's go back and then refresh. Okay, I should see the buttons. Also, I should see the actually the data is arranged in two columns. Okay, let me just empty cache. Good. Now you can just see two buttons have been added, and also you can just see this, right? Now it is appearing in two columns, right? So good. So now I need to do a couple of things. Let me add a small icon here, and then I'll try to move these two buttons to the top right corner. For which I'm gonna use slots. You know, so lightning card has a reserved slot for actions. So if I just say actions, okay, then automatically the whatever the content that is, whatever the elements, HTML elements, right, that is added inside this div, it's going to be automatically aligned to the top right corner of the lightning card. Yeah. So that's why I'm going to use this reserved slot now. Okay, the reserved slot name is actions. Okay, and also let's add an icon. Okay, let's have an icon name. So let's bring something from the utility. So back in the design systems, we do have icons. So let's pick some icons from utility, and let's take this activity file, okay, or anchor for that matter. Okay, so utility colon anchor. That's it. So we did a couple of changes, right? Just we added an icon. Copy this, put it right here. Yeah. So we just added an icon and then we also added a slot, right? So let's deploy the source. Let's wait for the deployment to complete. Done. Let's go back to the page and refresh. So, okay, I think I have to clear the cache. So the cache, yeah, the cache has been cleared. Now we can just see this, right? Icon is appearing plus automatically, because we are using slots, automatically the buttons have been aligned to the top right corner. So pretty much we are uh, done with this partner detail, except that that data is hard coded now, isn't it? The partner ID is hard coded. Ideally, we wanted to show this partner detail on click of a particular partner, right? So let's further build this component with a hard coded record ID, and then finally when we bring all the components together we will just make it dynamic. Okay, so a few sanity things that I would like to do it. One is, right, I just wanted to ensure that for some reason if the selected partner account ID is not there, right, I don't want to show this at all. Yeah, so number one. Number two, when this page is loaded for the very first time, I don't want to show this component. Yeah, uh, show this component only when a particular partner is selected. I want to show this, correct? So to achieve this very simple logic, I'm going to do it. What I'll do is I'll just expose a property. I'll just say get is partner selected. That's my property name. And here what I'll do is I'll just say this dot selected partner ID is not equal to null, and this dot selected partner type ID, partner account ID dot length, if this is equal to 0, or sorry, if it is greater than 0, if this is true, then if this return true, okay, otherwise return false. So using this, I'll use HTML directive if else, and then if true, if false, and then I'll show and then hide this component. Okay, so I'll go back here to the HTML, and right here what I'm going to do is let's have a template. Okay, and I'll just say if true of this, okay, then show partner detail. Otherwise, if this is or only if it is true, okay, otherwise don't show it at all. Okay, so let's move all the code right into this. Okay, that's it. So let's right click, format document, HTML features, done. So that's it, we are cool, right? So only if this is not null and if the length is greater than 0, then we will just show the card. Perfect. So this is done. I think we're pretty much done with this partner detail. Next, we will be focusing on building this partner contact location and also building this add partner review. Okay, so let's do that. Let's focus on building partner contact location review now.